Right, before we actually unveil the top 50 brands tonight, there is also another book that is going to be unveiled here called The Indestructible Brand, Crisis Management in the Age of Social Media. This book has been written by Mr. Venki Sharma and Mr. Hushidar Kharas. Venki has been recognized as India's most influential digital thought leader by SAP, and he's built a digital agency called Tribal DDB India, marketing services agencies ARC worldwide for Leo Burnett India, and the digital capability in Leo Burnett Indonesia. I'd request Mr. Venki Sharma to please come up on stage and talk about this book that is being unveiled here, and then we'll formally also invite our esteemed guests here to join you on stage to unveil that book.
Good evening, everybody. The Indestructible Brand, Crisis Management in the Age of Social Media. Chinese write crisis in 2 brush strokes. One stroke is danger, and the other stroke is meant to be opportunity. Every crisis comes with an opportunity. Brands that see that opportunity in a crisis remain indestructible. And that's the theme of our book, The Indestructible Brand, Crisis Management. 10 years ago, if a consumer is unhappy with you, he would tell 6 or 7 people, and at the most it would remain there. But today, with the advent of social media, he's going to tell 5,000 of his friends on Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and everywhere, and that's going to immediately affect the fortunes of our brands. So therefore, brand custodians need to be all the more alert to this social media age. So the book talks about how brands need to be prepared, what kind of strategies that they need to have, what kind of organization structure they need to have for this, what kind of playbooks that can they do, how to anticipate situations that can go wrong, and most importantly, the storytelling part. When things are going negative, how do you use technology, influence, and turn the conversation favorably towards you, positively towards you, so that you truly make an opportunity of a crisis. That's the theme of the book, Crisis Management. When me and Hushidar set out to write this book, it comes from a practitioner's point of view and not an academician's point of view. When, with the experience that we had in digital marketing, we realized that there isn't much material available out there to really know how to do these things. And you can't just go by a tweet here or a post there to really figure out these things, and requires a lot of thought, a lot of organizational buy-in to really prepare and be able to execute this. So we've tried to put all this together here. And Mr. Agarwal, your speech actually was really the prelude to the book. That's exactly what we were talking in the book, the consumer, the age of the consumer. And one important thing is that the chief marketing officer, which you said needs to be empowered, the thought that we shared is, you have a CMO, you need a CCO, a consumer commitment officer, because a marketing officer is going to make promises to the consumers, but there needs to be someone out there in the organization who puts a mirror to the organization and says, here's the promise that you made to the consumer, are you living it? So that's the concept of a chief, of a consumer commitment officer that we have introduced in the book. And we are talking about how organizations need to structure themselves to be able to ready themselves for this social media age. So that's the theme of the book.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sharma. I think we will also now formally unveil the book that you have piqued the interest of this audience for. And to do the same, may I also invite on stage Mr. Sanjay Bell, who's been the jury chair for the Pitch Top 50 Brands this year and has also written the foreword for this book, if I'm not mistaken. To join him on stage, may I invite Mr. Anurag Batra, Mr. Naval Ahuja, and Mr. Suresh Narayanan, Mr. Agarwal, request you also to please come up on stage. You can unveil the book.
I formally want to acknowledge the presence of, while formally we'll acknowledge that, Mrs. Rajshri Birla, she's here, and Dr. Pragnya Ram from the Aditya Vikram Birla Group. I also want to use the opportunity to acknowledge Mr. Suresh Narayanan. I was just telling him that you could write a book. When he took over Nestle in India, Nestle had a crisis, so he's the perfect person to be on the stage to launch this book. Please give Mrs. Rajshri Birla a bigger round of applause.
We're very grateful for you to be here. We'll also
I would
hear...
also request you to come on stage while we launch the book, Mrs. Birla.
Congratulations, Mr. Sharma, and there are about 50 copies of the book available. I guess the 50 lucky people can take home this book here tonight. And